G'day to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5am Club. It's Wednesday, early morning, and I'm down here at the Opera Bar, and as you can see, it's another glorious blue-skied autumn Sydney day. A little bit chilly. The wind chill factor is quite sharp today, and the breeze is blowing up from the south, and I dare say that there's a lot of that chill coming from the snowy mountains. So whilst I've got you here, I won't be having a drink because it is a bit early at 8:30 in the morning, but what I want to do is I want to take you through a book summary entitled It's All About Love by an author named Bell Hooks. So allow me to take you on a short journey where we can go through this book and just see if there's something we can pick out, something we can learn, and something we can gain from the wisdom of the text. So the author kicks off the book with, I guess, something that we all get to learn in life. If you don't know it, you get to learn it. And the author says here in a quote, "When we face pain in relationships, our first response is often to sever bonds rather than maintain commitment," which is really sad. The number of friendships, the number of relationships, the number of marriages that I've seen break down over the years is very heartbreaking. But the sad thing is as the author says, our first response to disappointment within a relationship is just to throw the baby out with the bathwater rather than to sit down, have a chat, find out what the problem is and basically sort the problem out. Because more often than not, the problem, the challenge that we face is a small one, something that can be fixed, with a little bit of a hug, a kiss, a pat in the back, a chat, a commitment. Who knows what it is, but usually something very, very small can fix something which is very, very big. So the big lesson that we all eventually learn in our lives is that love is hard, love is elusive, love is difficult, and it takes hard work to maintain. As we said, a lot of things happen really, really early and quickly in relationships, so we can fall in love quickly. We can fall out of love just as quickly.
What about down in this section?
So the author then goes on to say that a lot of the challenges...
So sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
This is Opera Bar's space. We're not open yet.
Yeah, okay. I'm
if
doing a
you'd
vlog.
like- if you'd like to be
Don't
in
worry,
here,
I'm vlogging, mate. Don't worry. Don't worry. And I'll just continue the vlog. As you heard, the Opera Bar is closed, so they wanted me to do a sign-in. It's okay, I'll just move up to the other end and continue the vlog rather than just wasting another opportunity. So where were we up to? So the point that the author was making was that one of the biggest challenges we face, one of the greatest delusions that we face in life with regards to love, comes from society. So society foists upon us rules, ideas. We get it in the movies, we get it in books, you name it. There are lots of sources that create the delusion of love, which permeates families, friendships, cultures, and before you know it, people get disappointed for a number of reasons, but a lot of those reasons are, I guess, beyond their control. So what more can we learn from this book? The most important lesson that this book is able to provide is that love is an action. It's an action word, a word that can be practiced, and once incorporated, once figured out that love is an action, then it can be used to improve our relationships. Because at the end of the day, the most telling thing for all of us, and regardless of which culture you come from, regardless of how you've been brought up, one thing for sure and for certain that you'll learn is that love is the most common topic of all the topics we ever talk about. Love is in song. Love is in theatre. Love is in film, in books, in television. And virtually every discussion that you hear people talking about when you go on walkabout or you do the Bay Run, for example, and every person who passes us or passes you will be chatting about love in one way, shape or form, or relationship. So it's powerful, it's important, and it starts from a very young age. I remember myself when I was just a young boy at school, even at preschool, being affectionate and loving the opposite sex, and just always wondering whether or not I would find love, which thank God I did. I'm still blessed with it. So, but one of the problems that the author brings to the surface here is that we all have a common association, and one of the greatest common associations with love is affection. This feeling created by affection. It's a feeling. But what the author says is that feeling, affection, emotion is simply not enough to make or sustain a healthy relationship. So this is where it gets interesting, because a lot of people get stuck on the feeling. A lot of people get caught up with emotion and affection and eros, erotic love. But what we're learning from this author, at least, is that love is a verb. Love is more than just a feeling, and we need to learn how to spend more time caring for people and less time feeling. So the way to mend a broken heart, the way to make somebody feel loved, is more to do about caring than actually them expressing or feeling or getting that feeling. So it's all about doing rather than talking about it or just trying to live with that feeling. But the author then goes on to talk to us about a very serious topic, saying that we live in a culture, regardless of where you live in the world now, west, east, north, south, our cultures are infused with this concept of materialism and dishonesty, which make it difficult to practice the principles of love. Society pushes us to lie about ourselves all the time. For example, just look at dating sites and look at the photos and read the blurb that you read on dating sites, and you'll see that most people go out of their ways just to market themselves in ways which are quite different to who they actually are. I guess we're all guilty of this. If you just look at our Facebook posts, our Instagram posts, our photos, they are quite raunchy and they are quite out there and not necessarily a true reflection of who we are. And the author goes on a little bit further to talk about the fact that men lie. Men lie to maintain their dominance and power. And women also lie. Women also lie by changing the way they look, and trying to show how intelligent they are. So all of these lies that are incorporated in cosmetic surgery, in the hair, the Botox, all of those things, we just live a lie because we don't see ourselves as being worthy. But all of these lies make it hard enough to trust ourselves, because we don't respect ourselves enough anymore. But it also makes it hard, according to the author, to trust others around us. And this undermines trust, and it also undermines connection. So this whole materialism thing that we're fully immersed in now, can't get away from it, can't break away from it. We're all sucked into buy this, buy that, look like this, look like that, and do whatever we can to try and impress others and make ourselves feel temporarily happy. But it's all about this instant gratification. But this temptation, this whole thing about instant gratification also finds its way into our relationships, our preferred relationships, which means that you're with somebody one day and you're happy to toss them and move on to somebody else the next day. As long as you're got the instant gratification and they tick your box for that moment, Mr. Ideal, or Mr. Right, as they used to say, finding Mr. Right. Whereas these days, a lot of people are looking for Mr. or Mrs. Right, but right now. So Mr. Right now, or Mrs. or Miss Right now, is what people are looking for, as opposed to looking for the eternal, the long-term relationship. So the author then goes on to say, and to remind us, and look, I've been here, I know it, I've been married for 36 years, and it's only when you really stick to it that you learn that love needs time. Love feeds on and thrives on commitment and flourishes on patience. There are many, many times that my wife Paula could have walked away from me. There's no doubt about it. But she didn't. And there are ups and downs. When you're bringing up family, when you're bringing up children, when you've got the pressures of work, when you've got the pressures of partners, of in-laws, of parents, of friends, you name it. We've got people, lots of people around us, and there have been years where you just had to walk on eggshells to be able to just stay connected with them. But what we're learning here is that you need to stay connected. You need to stay as one. You need to be, as we said before, committed, patient, and that in itself needs time. And the more time you stay together, then chances are the more time you're going to want to stay together. But the author then goes on to say something else, which I really love this point. And having grown up as an only child, I can appreciate this point very, very well. Because what the author then goes on to say, that your extended family, people outside of your mother, your father and your siblings, your extended family, your close friends, your community can provide the connection that you may be missing in a broken immediate family. Look, I'm glad and I'm thankful that my parents were loving. They weren't broken. We didn't have a broken family in any way. But I was also fortunate to be surrounded by some great relatives, uncles, aunts, cousins, grandparents, and also some great friends. and a great community, a Greek Orthodox community, where we were able to share many things over the years. Because what the author says here, that makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense because I learned a lot from my parents. But I've got to tell you, the honest truth is I probably learned even more from the people around me outside of my family. Because yes, your parents are one source of the truth. You can see how they relate to each other and how they love each other. But when you see your uncles, your aunts going through their challenges and sorting their challenges out, all of those are great reminders and lessons and examples of how we can get it right. Even if your parents don't get it right, you know, you've got other people around you. You've got your siblings, you've got your uncles, your aunts, your friends, your teachers, your community, and within all of that network. So the bigger your network, the bigger the chance you have of finding great role models which you can learn from and mirror your performance and your behaviour on their example. So the author here says the bigger your network, the more you can learn about love and how it really works, which I love. I absolutely love that analogy and that metaphor that is used, and it's something that we can all benefit from. Anyway, I'll finish up now. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club. I'm not working today, but I'm down here at the Opera House to surprise my granddaughter, my granddaughters, should I say, because they're both coming down with their dad to watch a Paw Patrol performance in the Opera House. So they'll be here at 10:30. So I've got another couple of hours to spend my time. I might go grab myself a soy hot chocolate just to get through this cold, because it is sunny, but the sun has teeth, as the Greeks say. So thank you once again, and we'll chat again. Yassas, and bye for now.